This is the Cherry residence. We're doing a cleanup for the front and backyard. So in the backyard, we are not spraying any weeds, but we are. So there's kind of like pebble pathway here. We won't be able to do any string trimming in here, but we are gonna string trim the edges of the lawn here all the way around, and we're gonna mow everything as low as we can. There's some leaves here, not very many, but just a little bit. We'll blow that out. Make sure we straighten trim all this tall grass. So yeah, we're not spraying weeds in here. There are some shrubs that need to get pruned, and then some roses we'll need to prune down from the winter time. Do our best to clean out the planter beds right here, pull any tall weeds. The rest we'll leave. Anything above 2 inches basically we'll remove. There's some roses, there's here, and there's some along the fence over there. There is a vine growing on the patio here, and we definitely want to let it keep growing. Then some loose branches coming off, especially if anything's going on top. We want to remove those branches. And then I'll just show right here, kind of clean up like this, and then this one is growing on top. We're going to get on a ladder and then clean up everything on top right there, make sure there's nothing growing on top of the patio. Clean out these planter beds right here. A little bit of leaves right there. There's some roses and vines here, so we'll prune the roses back to the trellis right here, get all the extra growth off of it so it's ready for springtime. There's some roses right here, some planter beds right here. There's a shrub right here. We'll just kind of clean up the face and the top of it, and that's it. It's pretty open, so we don't want to prune too far back into it. Some weeds in here, we'll pull the really tall ones right here. Once again, we're not spraying anything in the back. Okay, there's a rose here. We could use a string trimmer. There's not a lot of rocks here. We use a string trimmer to knock all of this down. Then I'll just walk all the way to the front. And then in the front here, we're gonna prune these hedges. This area right here, we did get permission. We're gonna spray this right here to kill it off. It's not gonna work instantaneously, but eventually it will die off. The lawns, we're gonna mow them all down and then use a weed whacker to string trim all of these joints and then the edges best we can. There's some irises here that we are gonna cut them all the way down for the winter time. They'll come back in the spring. Looks like some ground cover. We're gonna cut all this down. It is going to come back in the springtime as well. We'll need to string trim around here. Around that tree we'll string trim. I haven't asked, but I'll go ahead and ask the client about this one. Looks like it's very spent. We could try to cut it all the way down and then see if it comes back next year. Some boxwood needs to get trimmed. These roses really need to get cleaned out. You can see they're really thick. We need to remove a lot of this old growth here. This rose as well. Some weeds in here. There's some Bermuda growing in here. We'll definitely, after we string trim, we'll need to spray the Bermuda because it's just impossible to pull that out, so that's going to need to get sprayed. We talked about the tree real quick. We're not going to be able to straighten it, stake it to straighten it, but a few limbs growing down right here, we can definitely clean that up. They're going in the wrong direction. We'll clean up some limbs here and that's it. There's looks like a few some string trimming that needs to be done on the pathway just to make sure that the front of the house looks nice and clean. And that's it.